Hey guys, so in this video I'm gonna tell you 4 important things which as a trader you must follow no matter what script you are using, and especially trading in options and futures as beginners. If you want to do it, do make sure that you're following 4 things which I'm about to tell you, because I was quite profitable in Bank Nifty trading for the past many days over here. If I just show you in the 1 hour time frame, it was trying to make a beautiful triangle pattern like these, taking supports in this trend line and taking the resistance at first and second over here. So I have been continuously buying near the support line, and whenever I see some resistance being broken like this over here, making a triangle pattern, it broke and it went upside, right? And similarly, whenever the channel another triangle pattern like this, when it was broken, it started coming down, and I made profits over there as well. So basically, after getting emotionally attached to Bank Nifty, I was continuously trying to trade over there, even though when I was not getting a proper trade. And today, finally, I booked a loss, which was around 6,000 over here, or 5,000, which I will be recovering back again. And I don't mind after having a good 2 to 3 days winning streaks over here for the past 1 week, I believe. So I had good profits over there, and still I'm a profitable trader in here. So basically, where did I go wrong is what I'm about to tell you now. So let's shift back to 15 minutes, coming to the first point, that time frames are very much important for you to cross check. I know that you will find these big candles and the big swings which will make you think that it is gonna cross down or gonna cross the resistance on the upside, breaking the support downside. So let's short it right now, otherwise let's buy it right now. Let me show you how did I make stop losses how did my two stop loss got hit because of this thing, right? And especially over in this pattern which I'm about to show you. So basically, if you see this 15 minutes pattern, it was kind of making a very good triangle pattern. If I just remove this line, it was kind of a channel pattern, expansion channel pattern, you could say, right? This was the expansion channel pattern, and this was quite of the resistance line over support line over here, which I thought would have broken in the morning, which I shifted to 5 minutes, and I tried to trade in the 5 minutes, and that is how I got my stop loss hit in this candle over here, right? And this candle, when it did hit, I thought that first of all I would take a PE trade, and it was quite a good strong close on the downside. But the next moment, when my stop loss was over here somewhere, it did get triggered and it hit till over here, right? And that is how I exited my PE trade after taking my stop loss. Similarly, again, when I saw the same pattern in the 5 minutes breaking on the upside, again I waited over here for the confirmation. So I did wait. I saw the second candle that it is not crossing on the downside. I should have waited for a pin bar confirmation over here rather than this confirmation, but I did not, and I got a bit emotional over here as well, and I booked my second loss, which was around somewhere around 2,800 over here, right? And that is how I got my stop losses being hunted over here. But if you see the 15 minutes time frame, it had never broken, right? So never think that if it has, until and unless it has not closed on the 15 minutes time frame on the downside, do not try to trade that way. So the first important pro tip over here is that confirm it with multiple time frames, which is 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and the 1 hour. Most of the time, I'll tell you what happens is, go with the 1 hour time frame first of all, and just see that whether are you taking the trade against the trend or not, right? So if you're finding a good support or a resistance near the 1 hour time frame, be very cautious. Then shift back to 15 minutes time frame. If you're exactly finding the resistance or support, the price near the resistance or support, you can try going short and going long over there without a confirmation, and take a small stop loss of around 5 to 10 or 15 points over there, because in the bigger pattern over here it will work. Most of the time it will work over here, right? So if you see without confirmation, even over here you get multiple confirmations, which is taking the support again and again and again. 3 times it took and it started going up. And again, if you just see, this is the longer channel pattern, so it would take a support. If it takes a support again and again, it could try to go up. So with confirmation, please try to trade with confirmation only. And today I missed the confirmation because I was emotional. So second point is that never be emotional over here. Do not be like I'll miss these things, or I will miss the trade over here, so let's just get in. this is how you will make your losses over here. I was trying to control it very much for myself, but I was profitable since last 1 week or around 2 weeks over here. So I just thought that it would go in my favorable condition, and it did not. Neither did it break down at the first candle itself when it in the 5 minutes. My target was until over here. It did not break that way, and even in the 15 minutes time frame, it did not go upside. I mean, in the 5 minutes time frame, if I just show you, it did not go and achieve my target over here. So that is the second rule. After time frame analysis, make sure that you're not in your emotional bounded trade, because when you get emotional, even after having good profitable streak, you will tend to make mistakes. So try to control that, which I'm still trying to improve with myself. Third thing is that trade only patterns, the bigger patterns, or do not trade until and unless you don't find a pattern over here, right? So for me, to be honest, this was kind of a good resistance line over here and a support line over here, right? But it is not much of a confirmed pattern like this pattern if you're seeing in the 15 minutes, right? If you just check it out in the 15 minutes for Bank Nifty, it is a pretty much long channel pattern which is kind of confirmed over here. And even if you see another triangle pattern in the 15 minutes, I will show you in this way. You can just check it out that this pattern is also quite good. Like, you need a bigger pattern to trade, so try to trade the bigger patterns, not the smaller patterns like these very small patterns which you're trying to make. If you want to take risk, yeah, you can take it, but the big profits are near those big patterns over here. That is what I'm trying to tell you, right? So that is how I basically made good money the previous week or the 2 weeks before that as well. But small losses and small profits could be booked over here if you are trading the small patterns, but making sure that you properly check with different time frames and keeping your emotions in control. And for me, the only profitable patterns are in the market, which is the channel pattern and also the triangle pattern. Now, channel pattern could be in the upside channel pattern or the downside channel pattern as well. And similarly, triangle pattern could be in the upside ascending triangle pattern or the descending triangle pattern, or the base being flat for triangle and the resistance line coming down, or the resistance being flat in the upside and the support going on the upside. So these are the only patterns which will make you profitable. Now people will tell me definitely that what about this cup and handle pattern like this which forms, and also the head and shoulder pattern like this, and the inverse head and shoulder pattern like this, and again a pattern like flag and pole like this, or a flag and pole like this, right? What you will tell me is this way. Now let me just show you that these are also the same patterns as the channel pattern or the triangle patterns. All of these patterns are the channel and triangle patterns. If you just draw it, you will understand that this is the triangle pattern like this over here, the cup and handle pattern. The head and shoulder pattern is also a triangle pattern like this. Similarly, with the inverse head and shoulder pattern is also a triangle pattern. This is also a channel pattern. You consider it as a flag over here, and again a same triangle pattern like this. So all these patterns are basically formed on channel and triangle only. So keep it very simple for your patterns. Make sure that the patterns are very simple. Just trade only on those patterns, the triangle pattern or the channel patterns over here. Until and unless you don't find them, do not try to trade. You can see when this triangle pattern was broken, I was into much good profits over here and had a profitable day. Similarly, when this channel pattern had its resistance being hit over here twice, it started coming down. And if you just check again, there's one more thing in this channel pattern. I'll just show you that this is again a channel support line, right? Over here like this. I mean, this is kind of a trend support line, and this was also a channel pattern before. If you just check it out, yeah, this was also a channel pattern before. So previously when it did break this, it did try to break on the upside, but it was not a genuine breakout because it opened gap up and finally it broke downside and it went downside till this channel support over here. So until and unless you do not get a proper channel pattern or a triangle pattern, please don't try to trade, because at such times you will face losses like I faced today. So time frames is one thing, and also channel patterns to be confirmed with all the time frames is another thing. Emotions to be controlled is one more thing. If you're in a continuous streak of profits, do not try to trade unnecessary trades out of happiness or things like that, which I did the mistake today. Now confirmation is also very much needed, because if you think that 5 minutes here it could be used, there is no wrong that 5 minutes cannot be used, but just check it out yourself that 15 minutes itself gave you a very good confirmation over here that it is taking multiple time supports, and the 5 minutes it tried to come down over here. But did you get a confirmation like a rejection candle over here? Rejection candle is like this candle which I'm talking about. If you would have gotten that, then only trade in the 5 minutes, otherwise don't, because these are very small patterns inside the bigger patterns. If you want to trade them like these small patterns, you need to get a proper confirmation, is the fourth point which I'm trying to say. So if you get these confirmation, then only trade, otherwise the next stop loss will be hitting, the next trade of yours will be hitting your stop losses like mine. And again, as a resistance over here, if you just see, when I made this, it broke this thing, and I tried to enter with a confirmation with this candle, but it was kind of wrong. I should have waited for another pin bar candle which is like this on the upside, to say that the buyers are in control and they are getting in, the buyers are rejecting the price, and that it could have gone upside. But it did not happen, as again my emotions came in between and I made my losses over here and I stopped it. So if you check in the 15 minutes, same over here, it properly played its role, and after breaking the 15 minutes pattern on the downside, you will find that this pattern gave it a confirmation and it did not try to go on the upside. Above that, you could have taken a trade over here and you would have made an easy profits up till here. So make sure you use most of the time 15 minutes time frame, not the 5 minutes. Even if you're missing the big trade, no problem as such. Like supposedly you people can tell me that this was a trend line over here, and the next day, this could have been a proper potential triangle pattern, but the next day it opened such a gap down below. So are you able to take your proper risk to reward profits or not over here? Are you ready to take around 150 points loss? It depends upon you. At such times, what you have to do is you just have to leave the trade. But in the 15 minutes, if you see the same channel pattern, it's been taking support over here for a lot of times, and you could have easily bought like first support, second support, third support, fourth support over here again, and fifth support. You could have bought it seeing the pin bar, and that's it. You could have earned pretty big rather than just getting into this trade out of FOMO. You could get lucky sometimes, but not always, right? And Bank Nifty did give me a small trade over here, but the better trade over here was Nifty, and it was bang on. So if you just see that this is the same channel pattern, the most recent channel pattern over here, and after touching its resistance, I should have only looked to short over here, right? If you see, this was a resistance line and in the channel pattern, and after over here taking the resistance continuously, the volumes got so low and it did try to come down. And if you see in the 16th of June over here, which is today, it tried to go up, but again it followed its trend line, and at 9:30 it showed us a clear-cut rejection signal, and we would have gotten a good profit up till here, right? And also one more thing, guys, do not try to make it so complicated with your patterns. Like, generally people make too many trend lines, they get confused. Like this could have also been another support. Yes, it could have been, and it did. Like if you just see first support, second support, third support at a confluence with these both trend lines, and the fourth support and the fifth support, and finally it broke down. So you can have like 1 to 2 lines like these, but do not try to make it too complicated. Like you make another line like this over here, and another line like somewhere over here like this. So too many lines is not much needed at all. Just follow simple patterns, and I would say that even this has been failed quite over here, because if you see, it break down. So just follow the most recent pattern which has been made, otherwise a channel pattern, triangle pattern only. So these are the 4 tips which I told you, which will help you a lot as a trader. First being time frame confirmation. Do not try to trade in the smaller time frame. Use minimum of 15 minutes. First check it in 1 hour, then come down to 15 minutes. And taking the confirmation is the second point. If you need a confirmation like this over here, a rejection, a retest is what a confirmation is, and according to the price action of candlesticks. So the third point is, do not get emotions in between with your trade, because if you get emotional in between of your trade, you will end up having losses like mine over here. I had a loss because I was very much happy with my previous 2 weeks performance being profitable in Bank Nifty, and those emotions came in between, and I traded the 5 minutes over here, which ended up being a P loss over, and also the CE loss in the second trade. So that is the third point. And the fourth point is, trade only patterns. Until and unless you don't get perfect triangle or a channel pattern, do not try to trade over here. So do not try to get in between of the trades. trade near the bigger patterns, or the smaller pattern is also fine, but make it a proper pattern and then only trade. I hope you understand and be happy with the content I'm giving over here, and get some around profitable trades using my analysis, or something which has made you gain some knowledge. If it is, make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Until next time guys, happy trading and bye bye.